Alright, what is up guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and welcome to a video talking about Nintendo Week. Now, if you don't know what Nintendo Week is, I feel so bad for you. Back on the Wii, there was a channel called Nintendo Channel, and every Monday they'd upload a new episode of Nintendo Week. This went on for years. I don't really talk about years. I think it was a good solid 4-ish years, something like that. As long as I remember, every Monday I would come home from school, and I would always check out a new episode of Nintendo Week. When I was younger, again, let's say it was 2008, right, or 2009. 2008, I was 9 years old, and I was not allowed to play on the weekends, or the weekdays. That'd be a little random, but yeah, I was not allowed to play video games on the weekdays. Eventually, I was able to play later on, but for this timeline where we're at, I was not able to play, but I would always be able to convince my mom to let me watch the new Nintendo Week episode every Monday. Nintendo Week was a show with these two characters, Gary and Allison. I actually think that's their real names. I don't know if they're literally characters. Two people called Gary and Allison, and then a third character, actual character called Dark Gary, that would come in, and it would be like Gary, but he just wear like a black beanie, black stuff, and he'd be like, whatever, bro. And it was just very funny because they would talk about new upcoming Nintendo Wii and DS games, and eventually 3DS. I love that show. It had so much personality, that Nintendo personality, but made weekly, and it was just nice because you saw some new upcoming games, but then you also just saw a little personality within this company that I really enjoyed. It just made for entertaining episodes. It didn't even have developer interviews, all that type of stuff. Like, they were a core part of Nintendo's face in terms of like media. It was 100% them, and it was really cool. Something very different that really no other studio was doing, no other company was doing. And I would argue Nintendo was ahead of time with that Nintendo channel, because not only did Nintendo channel have a Nintendo Week, but it always have a bunch of just videos. You could look up any game that's on the Wii and it would have a trailer ready for you. It was just something special about that. And I know you could technically do it on the eShop, just look up a bunch of things, but there was something about having it. I remember they had it for alphabetical order. I'm talking about every game in alphabetical order, which they definitely don't do. I don't think they have every game on the eShop in alphabetical order. But it was just easy to go and just click that, watch the trailer, and man, geez, now I'm thinking, I at one point was watching every single Wii game, well, any game in alphabetical order, just watching every single trailer to see if I'm interested in the game. I never actually got through the whole list. I don't think even remotely close, but I would write down what game I did see, what's next up, and then I would just go down and just, there's so many games on the Wii and the DS, and so, but it was just a lot of fun. But Nintendo Week especially was just something that it was like a ritual, man. Every Monday was just nice. They're short. They're like maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I don't even think they were 20 minutes. I think they were like 10, 15 minutes max. I'll even link down below a playlist to all the Nintendo Week episodes. They have someone archived all of them, and I've been watching them. I'm on like 30 something out of 150 videos on there, so I've been watching them. And it was great because it just had so much personality. They had like skits in there. Like I said, that Dark Gary, but then they'd have, just different storylines that would kind of be intertwined with them. And it was just so unique. It was very unique. And if they released something today like that, it would still be unique because no one does that. And I think it's unfortunate because I love that type of thing. I mean, considering I'm someone who does back of the backlog, storylines and the skits and all that, I love that shit. I think it's so fun. And it's a creative take on just talking about video games, and I love that. And just no one really does that, but Nintendo did years ago, over a decade ago. There was a time where I was going to be on Nintendo Week, and it drives me insane that I was not on Nintendo Week, and it was all because of me. It was totally my fault as to why I was not on it. One of the episodes had them going to Nintendo New York to check out the new Super Mario Bros. Wii launch event in Nintendo New York, which here's the game right here. This is not my original copy. This is a copy that I bought years later down the road again, but this is a very important game in my gaming history. I was dying to play this game. I was so excited to play New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I asked my mom if we could go to Nintendo New York to go to that New Super Mario Bros. Wii launch event and just play it and check it out there, and of course to meet the Nintendo Week people, because I knew they were going to be there, and that would have just been amazing to at least see them in real life. Luckily, my mom agreed, and we took a trip to New York, which we never really typically did. You know, we go to like the Natural History Museum here and there, but it wasn't like a active thing we do to go to New York. But so it was pretty big to be like, oh, we're gonna go play some New Super Mario Bros. Wii, oh my god. And typically, if you were gonna go there for the launch event, you were also going to leave with a copy of the game. But my parents couldn't quite afford it at the time, so they were going to pick up the game, but I was going to get it for Christmas the following month. You just gotta be patient. I'll get that day. But man, that always makes me laugh too. It's just like, damn, going to a launch event and not actually getting the game, but just going to play it is pure torture. But it's also really cool. So when we went there was a line around the block, I feel, for this game. It was an event. It was a huge event for this game. And over there, you had a bunch of, different booths for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but of course, you had Gary and Allison from Nintendo Week there. And I was like, oh my god, it's Nintendo Week, it's Nintendo Week, it's Nintendo Week. It's like as if their name, it's Nintendo Week. And I was at the time 10 years old then, because that'd be 2009, so I was 10 years old. And I don't know how this happened. This is when my mom was like talking to one of the people that was controlling the camera, or like one of the production set people, and I don't really know how that worked. But then she was like, oh yeah, my son loves those two, and she's like, oh yeah, and then she's like, here, come, and then so she's like, I'm gonna put him on camera, right? Is that cool? And she's like, oh yeah. And she's like, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in Nintendo Week. I'm gonna be on Nintendo Week. I'm gonna be. Funny enough, she said, oh, his name's Robert. And then later on, she's like, Andrew. And meanwhile, who's Andrew? Oh, she's calling for me. Okay. So I go and I end up playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii alongside Allison, and I'm getting interviewed by Allison, and it was an amazing feeling. It was like, oh my god, I'm on one. I always loved being on camera, so I was on camera, but I was also so nervous, man. I've never been nervous like in front of everybody any time in my life, but it was like, oh my god, it's Allison from Nintendo Week right here. She's talking to me and she's asking me questions about Mario. It was like, this is amazing. And man, I mean, I messed up so bad, dude. I fumbled the fucking bag so bad in this video. It was ridiculous. She's asked me all sorts. She's like, what's your favorite Mario power-up? And I'm like, it would, it's probably the, what's the name? The one that gets you really big, and it's obviously the Super Mushroom. But I didn't want to just say mushroom, because I'm like, I know there's a word before it. It's not coming to my mind. You're 10 years old, you're blanking, and you're sweating. You got the person you watch every week right next to you. She's quizzing you on Mario, and now you're a huge Mario fan, but it all went out the window because they put you on the spot. And I'm like, shit. And I'm thinking, why didn't they ask me before? They should have asked me these questions before, and so I could be prepared. Damn. To get you on the show, you probably should have said, oh, honestly, my new favorite power-up must be that propeller suit. Just flying above the clouds. Oh man, it's gotta be legendary. I don't know, some random bullshit like that, would probably totally get you on Nintendo Week, because it's like, oh, you're advertising the new stuff, And I'm sure that would have got me on or something. But instead, it was me messing up, barely saying any words. So of course they couldn't use that footage, because I didn't say shit. I just went, well, and like, no! I messed it up for me. I mean, it's not really multiple me, but yeah, I messed it up. Damn it! Shit! And yeah, they did not put me on Nintendo Week. However, I know, and I still to this day, I'm like, that fucking guy. Right before me was an interview with these couple people, and he had that just on camera cue of just being slick with it, and he's like, Oh yeah, man, I can't wait to just throw my sister into the fire, into the lava. It's gonna be great, you know, and that, of course, they're gonna use that real quick, that little clip.
And I'm also excited that now I can throw my sister into lava.
And what's your favorite?
They play that damn clip, and I'm like, damn, they got that guy, and then right after was me, and I messed up, and I couldn't do it. Oh, I felt so sad. I felt so sad that I messed that up. That was my time. That was my chance to be on an official Nintendo video. And I messed up. Nowadays, you know, Nintendo Week is not even on any channel. You know, like I said, it's archived on some other people's things, but it's not on any official Nintendo channel. They don't even acknowledge it's jeez, I'm tongue twister. They don't even acknowledge its existence, you know, which is unfortunate, but understandable. But you could have just made a playlist and just have all the Nintendo Weeks on there in the highest quality you can. Why not, man? Come on now, that ain't a big deal. But apparently it is. I'm sure some legal reason why. But I will always look fondly back on Nintendo Week. It was a fantastic series. I absolutely loved it. And yes, it was all advertising technically, but just like Nintendo Directs are advertisements, they're fun as shit. They have the charisma. They're Nintendo, man. They have that thing, that spice that gives them that different type of feeling from other videos and companies. And unfortunately, you know, I have no proof that I met Allison, because I did take a photo with her. I remember my mom taking a photo with me and Allison, and I remember even showing it to like my uncle at one point, and I don't know where it's at anymore. It was 2009, so anything pre like 2012, that shit doesn't exist anymore in terms of photos, and so I'm just so confused as to where it would be. You know, my mom was trying to find him, and she'll probably, maybe it's in the old phone, and it's like, yeah, I mean, at that point, what do you do? Like, I have no clue, and it just, I really wanted to put up a photo of me at 9 years old or 10 years old with Allison. She's like bending down because I was so short. I'm short now, but imagine even shorter, you know. And it's just like, damn, man, I don't know where the hell that would be, and it just drives me insane, because like it's such a important part of my gaming history life. You know, I think it's so cool. It's something that I remember fondly. You know, it's been 14 years ago, and I just remember it like it was yesterday. It was such an awesome time. And, you know, it's a damn shame. Well, it's just like, it's funny because, you know, talking about earlier how it's like, oh, well, it was almost going to be on an official Nintendo video. I was later on with the ARMS tournament. Then that got taken down too, thanks to some fucking fucked up people. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? Maybe one day we'll find that photo and I could put it up one day, but for now it is lost history. And yeah, that was my story of how I almost got onto Nintendo Week, my favorite like show of that time. I loved it. And unfortunately, my 10-year-old self messed up real bad and got stage fright. He saw Allison and he was like, oh my god, it's Allison. He fanboyed, man. He fanboyed, and he lost his tongue. What a damn shame. What a damn shame. I'll sleep soundly thinking that there's an alternate universe out there where I said something really good and easygoing, that they accepted it, put me in the video, and to this day, I will show you a clip of that, and I will be like, wow, look, it's me in Nintendo Week. But we don't live in that universe. So, yeah, guys, have you seen Nintendo Week ever? If you haven't, like I said, definitely check out that playlist, get a feel for some of these episodes. They're entertaining, man. It's cool to see now, especially because you see all those Wii and DS library of games and how they promoted it, and all the developer interviews, and then just the cool skits that they themselves would do of Nintendo Week. It's just a very cool look into Nintendo history, and I think it's just awesome. A great thing, and they'll never be replaced, that's for sure. So yeah, see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, click that subscribe button. I haven't said that in a bit, but yeah, click it, man, for me, please, because no one else is clicking it. So if you click it, help me, appreciate it. All right.
Basically wasted his statements, or shit and just okay them. Hope you know what I'm saying. I know I needed training, leave it without walking, leave it without paying. Trying to change perspective, superliminal, game left an impression. So here we go, with that piece of flow, pierce the ears and soul. I've been so fucking happy but still stuck in a rut.